Hello, it's Dawn McPhee here from Dawn's Inspirations. Many of you know I do the Pink Frog shows on Create and Craft, and yesterday I was on and we were using these beautiful cut-in, cut-out dies from Pink Frog, and there was a couple of cards I never got round to demoing, and everything's prepped, so I thought I'd do a little quick video for you to give you some more inspiration on how to use these. So this one is as a tent fold card. Okay, a bit hard to show you here, but then the actual die itself hangs that you could have it as a tree decoration. And then when you actually open this up, I've done an extra little flap here for you to write a greeting in. So when it stands up, it just looks absolutely stunning, because obviously you can't put a greeting in the back because you want that looking plain and elegant. That's why I put that extra flap on there. So let me show you how I did this. Now obviously this is using the cardstock that we had on the show yesterday, which is the 15 centimetre by 42 centimetre Pink Frog unscored card. And the first thing I've done is I've taken an oval and die cut an actual oval on one side of the card. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did was I took this lovely opalescent cardstock that again was on the show, so you can check it out, or check out Pink Frog's website. They'll have that on there too. And then this time I used the same oval as I used to actually die cut the circle on the card, and I also used the next size up of my nesting dies. And what I did was I dropped it down a bit so it was close together one end but a thicker oval on the other, and I passed that through my machine and did all that. And then what I've then done is actually stuck my oval, see how it's sort of like a teardrop, it's thicker at the bottom, to that card base. Haven't done anything with the inside yet, but that's stuck on that card base. So in fact let's go in and add our extra piece for the middle. So this is basically using half of another card, or if you've got the A4 card in your in the right colour from Pink Frog, you could quite easily use that. But I've just cut one in half. I've done a score line about where are we? Well, it's over half an inch. I've used 12mm tape, so I've gone in about a centimetre and a half, and I've just put some red line tape on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is to remove that. Now if you take a little piece off like that, then you can line it up, and I find if you slightly close that card, you'll know you're on the right piece for the top. So okay, I'm just laying that down, so I'm going to stick that piece on, and then I'm going to pull that along, and that will be stuck on. So that's that part done. And then what you can do is you can use your 160 GSM Super Smooth and make a lovely insert of white inside there, or you could just use a silver pen. So that's that part. So the next thing I've done is I've taken some of the rose gold card, and I've actually cut in or cut out my cut in cut out die. So I've gone in here with the candles one. I mean, I love them all, but yes, they're just so beautiful. There's so many different ways you can use them. So let me just poke these elements out of here. I mean, I've used rose gold, but you can use any colour you want really. The choice is going to be yours. You know, if you've got a particular theme you like to use, or you like different colour cardstock, this is where you can make it your own. I just hope I'm giving you another bit more inspiration on how to use the dies on a couple of cards I didn't get to demo. So that's that all taken out there. So this is what we're talking about with the dies. So you've got, when you get your dies, you're going to get two, well, it comes joined together. So basically you've got two dies, and you're going to notice that there's tiny little, whether you can see them there, tiny little metal pieces. You'll have 3 bits that hold it together when you receive it. Don't use your best craft scissors to cut it. Use some little snips or metal snips, or a really old pair of scissors just to snip those 3 areas. That gives you the opportunity then to either cut it into a card, or in this case we're going to cut it out. So that is that part done. So there's lots of dies on there. On the show yesterday, I'll just show you what we had. We had the snowflake, we had the Christmas tree, we had the Santa, we had the nativity, the cheeky little gingerbread man, and the snowflake. And if you want to see the shows back, you can go back and watch them on catch up. So we're going to stick this together. So the next thing I've done is I've cut myself circles out of that lovely, again, opalescent white card. So I'm going to use my fine nozzle glue bottle to put the glue on the reverse. I've got a piece there that's hanging about and a piece there that's not come out. Let me just, there we go. So the great thing about having the fine nozzle glue bottle is that you can get in really close on all those small lines. And if you think you can't do nice smooth lines, don't panic, because another way you can do it, let me bring this up close, another way you can do it is just to do little dots. If you don't feel you've got enough control, I find that works really well as well. So just little dots or lines if you feel you've got more control. And then obviously putting some glue around the edge, and then we're going to attach this to our disc. So I'm just going to lay that on there. I like to lay it on first because the EVA glue is quick grab. Okay, that will stay put. And then because there's quite a lot of detail in here, I don't want to go rubbing this over with my bone folder because I could damage what I've just done. So I find turn it over and then go on the back and just apply a little bit of pressure with your bone folder just to make sure that's nicely stuck down. Okay, so let me just put the lid on my glue because I don't like it off there for too long if I'm busy. Now the other thing that I've done is I've cut one out here already, so I've got 2. I've got myself a nice piece of silver cord, and then the other dies that I've used for this card, you may already have them, but if you don't, it's the ivy die and the holly sprigs. So these are quite good filler dies, I find. The ones you're going to come back to sort of time and time again. So that is the detail you're going to get in that lovely holly die. Can you see? In fact, let me pop a light on. Is that a bit better? Is that showing it? Can you see all that detail on the leaves there? So I've cut some out in the white opaque sort of holographic, and also in the rainbow colour. So you've got all that lovely detail. So I've got some of those cut out. I think I've cut 2 each of those. So I've got 2 white and 2 in the rainbow. And then the holly sprigs, they cut out like this. So again, you've got all that detail with the the dot work in there, all that lovely detail going on, and your sprig has got like a left and a right as well, so if you want to use them for wreath building, brilliant. So I've cut lots of those out as well. So let me tip out what I've got. I might not use them all. Again, I've cut some out in white, some out in the rainbow as well. So let's start putting this together. So on the back of one of these, I've put lots of red line tape. So the first thing I'm going to do is to remove that. Okay, and you know with your red line tape, if you burnish it down first, it helps to push the fibres of the glue from the red line tape into your cardstock, and it also does help when you're removing the backing of your red line tape. And then beside me I had my microfiber cloth where I gather all the bits, because obviously they're very static. Now we need to attach our string. Make sure you've got it obviously up the correct way, so looking where your top is, which is about there. So I'm going to just lay this down for a minute, just so I know I'm happy with how it's falling. That's it. Just the red line tape's really sticky, so don't worry about if you're gonna have to move it a couple of times like I've done. Right, I'm happy with that. And then this time I need to make sure this is the right way round as well. So that's at the top, and then I'm joining these two together and just pushing that together. Okay, that glue's all stuck down now, so I haven't got to worry too much. And then in with my little scissors, I'm just going to cut the piece off the end there. And then the next thing I want to do is to actually lay it onto my cards and decide how far down I'm going to have it hanging. I'm going to go in with a piece of red line tape to hold it in position at the top. So I'm just going to put a piece of red line tape there, and if you just give that a little burnish first, it just changes colour and pushes the glue into the fibres of the paper. There we go. And then it's personal preference how long you want to have it. It's going to be swinging, so I'm going to have it, I think, about there. So I'm just going to snip that part off, and then back in with my glue just to add some elements now. And I'm just going to, let's have a look, should we have some silver and white, or shall we have just some silver? Oh, I think let's go to town, let's have the lot. So I'm going to start off with the white. So again, I'm just going in with those little dots along the stem there. And this will help sort of build this up. I'm not too concerned that some of these aren't stuck, because it's quite nice to have a little bit of movement going on in the card. Now to balance that out, obviously I'm going to have one on this side as well. Now with the holly you haven't got left and right, so you're just going to have to sort of curve it. But I think it looks more lifelike actually, because nature isn't symmetrical, is it? So it's quite nice to have it a bit of both. And then again this time going in with a bit of the silver one. join in some of those, and I'm going to put that a bit further down. Okay. The EVA is quick to grab, so just leave it a minute just to take. I'm probably being a bit impatient here with it. Under there, let's stick that down again. Now with your mirror card that you've got here, if you get glue on it and you're concerned that it's showing on the top of your mirror card, if you just go in with your microfiber cloth, just a little bit damp, you can wipe that and it will buff it back up again. So a great little top tip there. Okay, and just some little dots with this one. I think I'm going to bring that one in a bit further down there. I could have chopped into the leaves on these as well. I didn't have to do the whole sprig, but I'm going for it. I'm going to have the whole sprig showing. Okay, needs a bit more glue under there. I'm being a bit impatient. And then I'm going to add some of these lovely holly sprigs. As I say, these are great fillers, and they're things you're going to come back to time and again. They're sort of timeless. They're not going to date at all. You know, they're always good for autumnal and winter cards. So just sticking some of these. I've done some in the white as well. I'm not gluing the whole thing, as you can see, because I'm just building this up as I go, because I'm not going to add any gems or pearls to make it stand out. I'm just keeping it fairly flat actually for postage, which of course we do have to be mindful these days. Yes, I've got the movement because it's not, some of the leaves aren't stuck down, but I think that's nice. But it's to go in the post, you're not going to have a problem at all. I think I might stick, let's have some white. I need one that size. I'm going to bring some white down this side. But I think having the mixture of the sort of specialised card makes it look very contemporary, but I think very classy. But you can just keep building up. I think that's enough that I've got on there now. So let me just wipe the top of my glue bottle. I won't hold it up because obviously it's still wet. You can see where the elements are still sticking up, so I'm letting that take off. And if I bring my finished other one in beside it, you can see I've added more foliage on that one, less foliage on that one. Personal choice entirely. You can add as much or as little as you like. The choice is yours. So once that's dry, all I need to do is to cut some of my 160 GSM and make myself a lovely insert to write on ready for Christmas. So I hope you've enjoyed this card. If you've got your 15x42 card blanks from Pink Frog, if you head over to the Create and Craft app and look at Back to Basics, you'll find I've done a video there that's got all your crib sheet for your 10 folds that you've got with your 15x42, and I do a video in real time, nice and slow, making them along with you. So it's a great reference to look at if you've brought this size card. So I'm Dawn McPhee from Dawn's Inspirations. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. And for all the products that I've used in this video, you'll find them over on the Pink Frog website and also on the Create and Craft Pink Frog brand shop. See you soon.